All right, so Kodie, team is on a four-match winning streak in ACC play, and all of them have been sweeps. What has been about the past two weekends that have led to that success?
I think just really working on we're one team, and so doing it all together. We win together, we lose together, and so just really keeping that one team dynamic going on, and just really getting after it during practice, and just having a really focused mentality.
You were able to, with Wake Forest and Duke, really dominate as far as hitting percentage, and you leading the conference in that individually. What has it been like having that efficiency on that part of the game, and what leads to that as a unit?
Yeah. Obviously the passing has been so much better this year than it was last year, and Matt's been really good about connecting and knowing when to set me and when not to set me, and she's really good about seeing the blockers on the other side, so if they cheat towards me, that she'll set it out to the outside, so that just gives more opportunities for me and the other hitters for one-on-one situations, but just keeping up that consistency.
Yeah, and then also you as a middle, I've noticed the past few weeks a smaller rotation of players. In essence, you're playing only 7 people for 6 spots on the court, as opposed to preseason where you saw 8 to 10, maybe even more. As a middle, what does that mean for you as far as your responsibilities and being on the court a little bit more often than maybe normal?
Yeah, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. I think just being able to talk to whoever is next to me on the net about whoever is on the other side of the net. So just like getting used to talking to everybody, and whether it be the same consistent 7 people or whether it be someone new that comes in and we're looking for some energy, just like giving that same feedback towards them.
I talked with Coach about the defense and the lack of blocks statistically, but still holding teams to a very low hitting percentage. You actually had a really good performance against Duke. You had 3 solo blocks, which I think was a season high for you. When you see the statistics and kind of the blocks and having to incorporate that into the game, where do you lie on that? Do you look at amount of blocks as being just that tangible thing as far as we're playing well defensively, or is it a little bit more extensive than that?
It's a little bit more extensive. I definitely can see a difference of my blocking this year as opposed to last year, and so still trying to work on that, and Ariel's been really good about just giving feedback and consistent feedback, because there are a couple of things that I just need to consistently work on. But yeah, I just really got to focus on it during practice and make sure that I'm getting some extra work done in with blocking reps.
It's also kind of the opponent and just kind of seeing what they're doing and maybe not going for as many blocks in certain matches, certain scenarios that maybe leads to maybe some different numbers than what translates to wins and losses.
Yeah, well, I think as we continue to scout more, the coaches will keep telling us which side to drop our hands into, and so I just think taking the information of the other team that was given to us from the coaches and just really thinking about it and being conscious while the match is going on.
We spoke in the preseason, and you didn't have much interaction, well, as far as on the court, with your younger teammates. Julia's a freshman, but you have Michaela and some others, and Matt, some sophomores. You as a senior, what has it been like this year being that veteran amongst all of these underclassmen as you've been in ACC play?
It's been nice. I think just having someone to just be consistent, and I think they know what they get when it comes to me, and so they know that I'm always going to be talking at the net, telling them what's going on, have a little source of energy, but just trying to be a consistent player.
And then lastly, you have Florida State coming here on Friday. They are second in conference in blocks, so they have a pretty strong front. As a middle, you're right in the middle of that, literally and figuratively. How do you prepare for a team that you know is going to be very aggressive with that block and very active at the net?
Yeah, just knowing when I can slam the balls as hard as I can and when to swing high and deep. They're going to be a big block, and so if they start double blocking me, I can't swing straight into a block and know to either try and tool or just go for the deep corners. So just have that court awareness.